I'm going to try to do this in one take. I'm pressing the new map button. I'm opening it. I'll switch over the window capture. Okay. So I'm in and moving around. WASD. Q is up, E is down. And if I hold space, that places this terrain. So I'm gonna delete these because this is kind of annoying. Those are the sort of the noise samples that I put in. Right, this is the basics. Oh, it doesn't even have the inventory that shows up. Yeah, that's how images get copied in. Yeah, so if I press the G key, and for example, I start sort of like selecting part of my window, it shows up inside of the program. So that that's X, V, X, V, X, V, X, V, X, V. But it is what it is. This is a bunch of random stuff. It's not too important. And set my hands. Pointless features, pointless features. But there's a few that really excite me right now that I've been using like crazy on my main world. And probably, yeah, one of them is sort of video, which I don't have a sample of that spawns, but it's there. I'm going to make this a lot more formal because it's really frustrating for me to use right now. But if I go to YouTube, which is off screen, and I find a short video, here this one's a YouTube short, but any YouTube link, and even links that aren't on YouTube, I paste it in. It's not even visible on the screen, which is kind of funny. Some of it's off the screen. So I Control V. So I pressed F4. I pressed Control V, and then I hit Enter. And that needs to be. I'm going to reduce the complexity for that pretty soon. But it gives me two components after a little while. Depends.
Hi, handsome.
And it's
What
the
are you
audio
doing?
component, which is I hold in my hand.
Hi, pretty boy.
And of course they're linked, they're the same duration. So this I've been using like crazy. This one has huge implications. And I'm working on another one, which is it's this
Thank you. You're so sweet and
it's
handsome.
this
Look at you.
player extractor, which right now only works for audio, but I'm going to get it working for video, and I mean it should be working for any data format, which is to sort of like, I mean the whole program is about sort of introducing, combining, remixing, extracting, I mean all forms of combinations of video. So in this case, I'm clicking around. This is the scrubber. I'm going to change this for sure because this is too obnoxious for me to use. So here she says boop. So I'm clicking with my left mouse button beforehand to where she says boop. And then afterwards, I'm clicking with my right mouse button. And that has a subsection. Now I'm clicking with my middle mouse button, which isn't even present on most laptops. And that has extracted that portion. And now I'm going to paste it down. And of course, boop. And this has, so in conjunction, interesting generated world paired with distinctive audio is incredible for natural memory retention. So this is how someone that is learning Pi or a new language or studying their first C++ thing would learn, is they would have this, they would have like some kind of audio, and then they would have some like boring information. Maybe a subsection of Pi if they're studying that. So maybe just a small sequence. Really, so yeah, I just introduced the video. I'm changing things all the time so that it's constantly getting better. The controls are extremely bad right now, but I mean, I learned them, but I also made them, so I have no problems using them either. I have a smaller feature that I'm trying to make more logical and expand it more, and that is I just hit Control F12. Yeah, that's a handful, but it gives me this funnel is what I'm calling it. And this funnel has these sort of potential slots, and I can be anywhere else on the map. So I can even go through this portal here, which going through portal, it's Control G to go back, go in to go like that, and to reset the origin, I'm hitting this key. Oh wow, and yeah, I lost my portal. It only has one return. Okay. And so this portal is far away from where that other thing was. But if I just grab some data, any data, test, blah, 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 maybe I'll make this one big, stick it in, grab that. It makes this nice squishy noise. And now I return. And of course, here's the data that is present. So I'm working on a prototype where the entire world starts out with these funnels so that the user doesn't really have to place anything. They can just go to their folder. So if I hit F3, I don't think this is visible on the recording. Yeah, this is not visible on the recording. Oh wait, okay. So I hit F3, and this is it here. I can drag files from my file system into that. So maybe I'll go to my desktop and I'll grab, I've got some GIFs here, and I'll drag them in. For fun, I'll go back into this portal. And that the bars around here are actually different contexts that I'm opening with my with the R button. So Control R, Shift R, Control Shift R, Control Alt R. Yeah, I really gotta work on the hotkeys because they're so bad. But here's some GIFs. So if I hit F4 on these files, firstly, if I bump into them, they sort of group up, and then they open as well, which is not visible. Okay, this is good. So the representation matches here, where these four files are, of course, the one because they're next to each other. If I were to place this one apart and then bump into it again, it would be outside of the grouping, and that's why it's like that. Okay, I'll hide these. Anyway, so I hit F4. I'm probably going to do a more automated thing in the future, but it's F4 on the file nodule that can be made into the graphic. I won't do that one. I'll do this one. This is a funny one. This one too. I think I can do two at the same time. Ooh, actually did not like that. Okay, I should not have done that. I'll just wait. Eventually, well, right now it can do just one at the same time. So that's like some DNA, or I don't even know what that is. It's just a cool GIF. Here's some futuristic guy. I hit F4 on this one. It should be producing the video. Yeah, I'll have some kind of indicator for how the loading process is going. I'm still deciding whether to keep the file nodule separate from the video. I mean, I could do this. Oop. So if I do delete, I could do that. That might be the best approach. I would need the sound to also emanate from the file nodule. I'm working through it. I'm really not sure. So anyway, actually that won't even save correctly right now. That will crash. Well, whatever. But I'm just gonna put these. I'm gonna put these in here. So there's that nice sound, and voila, they're here. So I mean, the way that this program is useful to me right now is, I want a continuous world. I've had a continuous world in the past, but right now it's not a continuous world. Right now it is this sort of, I just hit the P key and then I'm hitting the arrow keys up and down. Right now it's these sort of like small islands. Oh yeah, we're hearing that video over there. Over here. And on those small islands are these portals which go to other islands. So yeah, right now the program is pretty unintuitive. So this is a different island than this island, of course. Duh. But I sort of have each island categorized. Maybe I have memes on one island. Maybe I have my career on another island. Maybe I have entertainment on another island or something like that. And so I place the objects using X and V and importing them onto the island, and I can walk around. That's right. I can walk around, and then I also have a feature which is sort of like, well, first of all, I can go between islands using, the natural portals, but that's kind of inconvenient. So the real way to do it is there's this O key. O makes a portal and sticks it in my hand, and I go back, and then I can place that portal, and then I can use that portal, and it has that state that I was positioning. So maybe I want a portal that's like maybe up on this hill, and I'm facing back. I'm going to hit the O key, and then I go back. Here's my portal. I go in it, go back. I could put a portal back here, home. Of course, I can go home using the grave key, but I'm just going to use a portal like that, and that portal takes me home. This portal takes me back. Of course, I have a kind of a shortcut for that, which is U, the U key. So I press U key, and then I can go, I guess I'll go home again. Maybe I'll go to this location. Oops. I don't know what key I just pressed. I also pressed the U key. And so this sort of made an automatic portal back and forth. There's one last feature, which is this, a collection of those can be a collection of portals. Portals are kind of like pointers in programming. But of course it's just a position, except a position, instead of a position in memory, it's a position in 3D space. So I just collected 5 portals. And I can place them next to each other. I hit the N key to reverse the order. I'm going to hit the F1 key, which, yeah. And I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need that funnel. So the F1 key, it makes remotes. It's like a portal capturer. So I bumped into it and I got a remote. And that remote, if I press the 1 and 2 key, it goes forward and backwards. So that's 2, 2, 2, 2. That's the end. That's the beginning. That's the end. I have an F11, which cycles through the remote that's in my hand currently. It actually goes all the way around. So I have a lot of cool ideas, but they're definitely need to hone my product focus. At this point, someone is going to capitalize on this type of program, because I'm convinced that 3D memory is better than a lot of other kinds of memories, especially when paired with unique sounds. It's better than a file system, better than Notion or whatever else. Right now, I don't know if it's going to be me that delivers that solution to the world, but I'm going to keep using the best one that I know of. When someone has a better version of it, and I have looked at a lot of different similar type products, and they're nothing like this. A lot of them are heavily VR focused and a nightmare, even worse to use. So I'm going to keep improving this one, and when there's a better one, I'll use that. But I'm convinced that apart from Neuralink, apart from AGI, the best informational system is a 3D one, because in computer science there's two hard problems of computer science: is naming things, cache invalidation, and off by 1 errors. And this program eliminates naming things. There's no need to name every picture. I mean, of course, there's value in a file name, but not as much value in the file name as the hindrance to just, because in this program I can remember thousands and thousands of discrete files and where to access them.